Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you happen to be located on this phenomenal planet called Earth, I hope you're having a succulent day, evening, or night, wherever you happen to be located. Once more, I welcome you to the channel on Blender Topics. But if you're curious about Blender and you're currently using Houdini, Cinema 4D, Maya, 3ds Max, on and on and on, I welcome you to stay. Today my topic is using the edit mode to make your mesh. For the most part, dear listener, you know whenever we make a mesh, we start with an object in object mode, which I did. The object that I started in object mode was this central part of the figure. The torso part only was made in object mode. So I can put that. Object of torso. So let me erase it and now I'll continue on. So, and from there, everything else that I made was made in edit mode. And a few days ago, I discovered something. But first, let me go back into object mode. Usually, when we make that object, or like in this case, a humanoid object, and we start with a cube, and we usually build it from there. But then when we go to edit mode, we do a lot of extrusions. Extrusions for the arm, extrusions for the leg, extrusions for the neck and head, and so on. But today, if you look at close up my figure, I discovered something else. I said, I use edit mode to make my joints figure transparent. Now you be asking, why in the world do I need to use edit mode to help me make my figure joints transparent? Well, for one, you may make a robot. And for some reason, you know, if you ever watch a sci-fi movie, some parts of the robot are powered by a different energy source. So everything on a robot may not be connected. So if I want to make a robot like I have here, it's a humanoid figure, but I can call it a robot. Like you see, and here, let me get my little annotate tool. Right here, the joints are hollow in between. My mesh is not in the neck. You see right here, my neck is not connected to the body. And I discovered the beauty of edit mode. Yes, from edit mode, I was able to separate my body parts or your robot picker parts or whatever. All from good old edit mode. Alright, I'm having a problem with my application, so I had to restart it. All from edit mode. The neck, and when I go back, see, here's the beauty of edit mode. When you put certain meshes, my object, I'm in edit mode, and you see my mesh is just one mesh. That's the beauty I discovered. If you make anything in edit mode, it's all connected. Like I have all these. I'm a highlight what I made in edit mode. The body right here was made in object mode. Object mode. And I'm sorry I'm using my mouse, so my writing looks terrible. But everything else, I'm going to label it. Number 1, my hand. Number 2, my lower arm. Number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, 7, my legs. All of that was made in edit mode. So the only thing that came from the native object mode was the circular part, was the portion of my annotate tool that's in that circle. Everything else was made in edit mode. And like I said, when you make it in edit mode, your object is one mesh. So that's why I was able to make certain those separate, the limbs not connect, because I made it all in edit mode. Alright, so let me go into edit mode to go over some things. Now, before I go on, I'm assuming, I guess, you can't be a super beginning level user in Blender to see what I did. You have to have a little bit of knowledge. I guess you may have to be near the intermediate level because I made a rig. I'm not going to explain how I did the rig. I'm assuming that you know how to do this is just a basic rig. I don't have the IK. I don't have the pole talk. None of that. I just have a basic rig. But now I want to see if it's going to work. But it's not. But I'm going to tell you how to get what's the go around. But let me go into edit mode first. How I made the limbs. Let me check. See, now when I made arm 1, let me go into my annotate tool. Hold on. When I made side 1, I made this part, number 1, 2, and 3. I made my legs. Number 4, I use the Mirror Modifier with an edit mode. I use the Mirror Modifier in edit mode. And I'm going to tell you what happens with an example when you use the Mirror Modifier in edit mode. So let me give the first example. Let me give let me put my back on. And I want to erase this now. Erase all this. I'm going to show you the benefits of using the Mirror Modifier in edit mode, and it may trump using it in object mode. I'm gonna add a couple simple meshes on here. I'm gonna add a cube. Let me move my cube. What happened to my cube? Well, first I should hide my I'm gonna go back to object mode. Okay, this thing gone, huh? I'm just gonna hide him. I'm gonna hide my bones. Then I'm gonna go back then. Oops. I have to have something here to go into edit mode. Add mesh. I just added plane. A simple plane. Now I'm gonna go and edit mode with that plane. Alright, I'm gonna add me. I'm going to add a mirror modifier to this plane. Mirror. So the plane has a mirror modifier on an X. So let me move this GX. So there's a mirror modifier. Now I'm going to add another mesh. I'm going to add it this time. Add mesh. I'm going to add a cube. I'm going to move that on the X. GX. So you see right there. Presto. I'm going to add one more mesh. Add mesh. I'm going to add a cylinder. I'm going to move it on a Y. GY. But I'm going to move it on a GX. You see now. This the beauty of using the mirror modifier in the edit mode. Whatever mesh I add, because it's all connected to that humanoid figure, that cube-like figure I had. It's all, whatever mesh you add in edit mode and you use the mirror modifier, it will keep mirroring those images. That's a powerful. So I'm done with all these now. So you got the idea of what it is to add, how powerful it is to use the mirror modifier in the edit mode. Now let me go to my figure and let's see how it works. I'm in object mode. I want to click on my object. And I'm going to click on my figure. And remember, I was using the mirror modifier for all his limbs. I just made the limbs on my right side. Like I said, I made the limbs only on this side right here. Only on the side, like for number 1, number 2, number 3. All of those use that mirror modifier. So when I added, all of them use the mirror. So when I added number 1 with the X on it, it made this. When I made number 2, the mirror modifier gave me that. When I made the little hand, the mirror modifier gave me my hand. So it's powerful. It's a powerful tool to use. And if I was in object mode, all of those would be a separate object. But since I'm in edit mode, since I did everything in edit mode, it's all one big mesh. All right, so now let me go back to oh, I want to hit control. What? I want to do this again. Right on. I want to click on my mesh. Then I want to click on my armature. Then I want to hit Control P. Then I want to say with automatic weights. Now something's gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong. I'm gonna go to pose mode. If I move this left arm, you see, it's not moving right. If I move the right arm, see, that's moving right, but it's making the left arm move too. If I mess with the leg, rotate the leg on the X, you see, it's a weird effect happening. And I'm gonna tell you why that effect is happening. I have to be back in edit mode where I have to click on my original, the mesh, the human liquinoid figure. I have to click on my mesh. Then I have to go to edit mode. The reason why it's giving me those weird effects. Make sure I click on my mesh only. Click on my mesh. Go to edit. The reason why it's doing that because I use the mirror modifier right here with the little wrench. I use the mirror modifier right here with the blue wrench to make sure it moves correctly. You have to apply that mirror modifier. I have to go to it. Oh, and I have to apply it. To use the modifier, you have to be in object mode. So I have to take it off edit mode, put it back in object mode. Now I can go to the mirror modifier, then I can apply it. Now, if I go to pose mode and click on my bones, if I go to pose mode, hopefully it should work. It worked the other time. I want to rotate this arm again. I'm in pose. Oh, I'm gonna rotate it on a Y. Rotate Y. Oh, it's still not working. So I wonder why. Let me take that mirror modifier. So sorry about that, good people. Object mode, click on this. Should I apply the armature to you? I'm gonna apply the armature and see what happens. Click on my armature. Go to pose mode. Rotate one. Okay. Oh, I might have to I'm gonna go back to edit mode, object mode. Let me reapply it. Click on my figure, click on my armature, hit Control P of automatic weights. Now let me go to pose mode. Oh, see, now it's working. See? And I love it because like you see that that little gap. I like that gap. When I do my modeling now, I may break up all my body parts into simple parts. I may do my arms separate. I may do my legs separate, and then just attach it to the body. That's what I may do. And then, of course, you know, when I was in edit mode, I had to like edit. Let me click on my figure. Let me go click on my figure. Object. Click on a figure. So, of course, when I was in edit mode, I had to clean up my mesh. I had to go to mesh. Then I had to clean up and remove. Like I had to merge by distance. I had to do stuff like that. So remember, even though it works so well in edit mode, because remember when you manipulating the mesh in edit mode, you have the tendency to make duplicate vertices. So you have to get rid of those vertices or whatever other weird distortion you may have. But let me go back to my my armature and let's see how it's working. All right, you see it's working perfectly. Perfectly. Let me move my neck and rotate on the X. See my neck's moving perfectly. Let me choose my right arm. My right arm moving perfectly. You see this? Well, that's not. Well, I don't like. Okay, I'll work on that later though. But it's okay. Rotate on the X. I'm gonna have to check into that and see what happens. Oh, that may be a weight paint issue right there, but still, it's working right. Click on this. Rotate on the X. But everything seems to be working correctly. So thank you for stopping by, dear people, to learn how you can separate your joints and still make a decent looking mesh. Especially, like I said, if you're making a robotic figure. If you want to make a sci-fi figure, you don't have to have your robot always connected. For instance, you can have parts, circling around your figure. Oh, and this is what I like about this too, doing it in edit mode. I don't have to always do join. I don't have to do parenting. That I can eliminate parenting and joining. And then the one thing I do like about it, let me click on his head right here. Even though it's connected and when I go to object mode, I'm still in pose mode. Object mode, I'm going to click on my mesh. Then I'm going to go back to edit mode. The thing I love about it there, people, is my objects, even though they're still movable. You see that right there? I can still move certain parts. Like I can move this arm. But of course you gotta go to X-ray mode to get the whole figure. Have to go to X-ray mode. I put it back in solid. I can still. Oh well, I guess I grabbed too much. Let me do it again. You gotta be right careful. Oh, you gotta put in this. Let me see how this work out. Oh, yep. Yeah, so you gotta be in the X-ray mode, and you have to have precision with it too. That may be a negative right there. See, but the good part is you see everything is still movable. I can still move it. So this is a powerful tool. I discovered this today. So I ain't been doing this for no 3 years or 5 months or 6 months. I discovered that, hey, I can make a figure in edit mode. I don't have to connect the limbs. And if I go to object mode, it still will be one powerful thing. Because, we don't talk about the power of edit mode that much. I've never, and I've been with Blender since version 2.76. I've never saw someone do something like this, how to make separate joints. I always saw a solid, physical, one mesh with a bunch of extrusions. I didn't do I did very little extrusion. So that's something that you can remember. You can make your leg separate. You can make your torso separate in edit mode. And then just add other pieces and then attach your figure. So that's it, my good Blender family. Thank you for stopping by. I hope I taught you something about the power of edit mode. Now when you're making a 3D model, especially with the head. Now from now on, when I make a person, I may make the head in edit mode only. Then I will attach the head to the body. And it was still work, as you all saw with my figure here. I still was able to make my armature working. So thank you for stopping by. Like I like to say, Blender family, if you're new to the Blender family, don't give up. Don't stop. Because I don't stop. You can hear from the sound of my voice that I'm a full-grown adult. And I'm still doing the 3D. And ideas keep coming to my mind every day, like this little idea right here. So don't give up. I won't give up on you. The Blender community won't give up on you. The Blender Foundation won't give up on you. The Blender artists won't give up on you. I know what happened. See, there's not my good version of the figure, but it still worked because I had the chest looking more like a chest. But until the next time, Blender family, peace.